Class, welcome to the next session of structural engineering. So today we'll be discussing some problems on the previous steps which we have discussed. So this is the question here. A simply supported beam of span 5 meters is subjected to a live load of 3 kilonewton per meter. Okay, seeing the units, we can justify it as a uniformly distributed load. Taking B, width of the beam as 230 mm, M20 grade of concrete and Fe415 grade of reinforcement, calculate the necessary reinforcement required. Okay, pause karo. So in the question it is mentioned that you have a simply supported beam. This is a simply supported beam like this, which has got a span of 5 meters and it is subjected to a live load of 3 kilonewton per meter. Yes, no talking please. 3 kilonewton per meter. The previous when we are writing the guidelines, I told you that live load is not more than 2 or 3 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, units are different there. This is kilonewton per meter, that is kilonewton per meter square. That is a surface load. This is what uniformly distributed load. Okay, so this is the condition given to you here. It is a uniformly distributed load of 3 kilonewton per meter over a span of 5 meters. Now what more is given to you? Breadth of the beam, which is given as 230 mm, and FCK, it is 20 Newton per millimeter square, and Fy is given as 415 Newton per millimeter square. What is asked in the problem? You need to calculate how much reinforcement is to be provided. Okay, see here, what is more unknown here? One more quantity, depth of beam is also required, which you need to calculate. You will calculate depth first, then you will calculate what area of reinforcement is required. Okay. So first step is, if you see the steps, what is the first step you have? Assume breadth, width of the beam or breadth of the beam, directly given to you, need not assume. Okay. Some quantities if you are given, you need not assume. Whatever is not given, not mentioned in the steps, you need to assume that. Sometimes this 20 and 415 are not given in the problem. You assume M20 grade of concrete, Fe500 or 415 grade of reinforcement and complete the problem. Okay. So first step is directly given to you. Next step, based on span to effective depth ratio. Span to effective depth ratio. Page number 37. You need to calculate how much depth is required. So span to effective depth, page number 37, this is span to effective depth I have written. Okay, now what type of support conditions you have? Simply supported. If you see page number 37, you have 3 conditions. First is for cantilever, next is simply supported, the last one is continuous. Okay, for simply supported beam, span to effective depth is given as 20 right? No units because this is a ratio. Span to effective depth ratio. Now you have span. Okay, you can calculate D from here. So what is the span? D is equal to 5000 divided by 20. Okay, these 2 units should be in millimeters. Okay, so this comes out to be 250 mm. So this is, what does this mean? For given span, at least this much D should be provided. Understood the point? For a span of 5 meters, minimum depth required is 250 mm. Beyond 250 you can provide anything. If you provide less than 250, the beam will fail in deflection. So this is called as deflection criteria. I told you, right? Span to effective depth ratio is called as deflection criteria. This should be the minimum. This should be the minimum depth to be provided. Understood the point? Okay, very important. Okay, now what we'll do here, we'll assume capital D is equal to 300 mm. Okay, you need to assume some standard dimensions. You cannot provide 235, 245, that is not advised, that is not, you cannot provide that much size. So how much size you can provide? You can provide 300 mm. 300 mm is approximately equal to or exactly equal to 12 inches. Okay, so you are trying to provide a beam of 9 inches by 12 inches. This is 300, this is 230. Okay. Now see here what I have assumed here. I have assumed the overall depth of beam. Okay. Overall depth of beam is to be assumed. Why? Because calculations are based on effective depth, but what we provide actually is called as overall depth. Calculation should be based on effective depth. So effective depth is to be calculated. Small d is equal to 300 minus 20. 20 is what? Nominal cover or clear cover. Clear cover for the reinforcement from face of the reinforcement to the bottom tension part of the beam. Okay. This is what? Clear cover. Minus, you need to assume some diameter of bars. Okay. Let's assume 16 mm diameter bar. So 16 by 2. All this is based on assumptions. Whatever values are not given to you, you need to assume. Remember this. Okay. So this is equal to 272 mm. Now we have to assume some assumption 300 mm. Now how much small d we got? 272. Now this is more than 250. So condition is satisfied. 272, if you provide the depth, it will not fail in deflection. Okay. So assume such a value. After calculating small d, it should be more than this L by D ratio. Okay. So you got this one. This is completed. Now what is your next step? Effective span. L effective. So we'll try a cross section of 230 by 272 mm. Effective depth. Overall depth will be 230 by 300 mm. Okay. So L effective will calculate. L effective, you have two formulas I have given to you, right? You have two formulas. One is L plus BS by 2 plus BS by 2. Breadth of support by 2 plus breadth of support by 2. And one more formula is L plus D. So whichever is least, the least of the two should be considered for design. Okay. So what is BS to be taken here? Okay, BS is not given in the problem. So take it equal to B. Why? You want the width of beam and width of column to be same. Okay, so we'll take equal to B. Okay, we'll calculate L first. L effective by using this formula first. So it will be 5 plus 0.23 by 2 plus 0.23, or we'll write in terms of millimeters. Will not get confused. 5000 plus 230 by 2 plus 230 by 2. This is equal to 5230 millimeters, which is equal to 5.23 meters. This is by using this condition. Now, one more condition you have is 5000 plus 272, which is equal to 5272 millimeters, is equal to 5.27 meters. Now, which is less? First one. So L effective is equal to 5.23 meters. D we are taking as 272 millimeters and L effective is 5.23 meters. Now see your next step. Next step is load calculations. Okay, shall I erase this part? I hope this is clear for everyone. Okay, this type of problems are important, not for examination. To settle as a designer, you should know how to design a singly reinforced beam. Okay. So next step is load calculations. Load calculations. Now first type of load we have is dead load. Dead load, which includes self weight of the beam. So how to calculate self weight? Self weight, I have given you the formula. It is equal to B multiplied by D multiplied by density or unit weight of concrete. So this is equal to 230 by 300 multiplied by 25, or you should write like this: 0.23 into 0.3 into 25. Why? Because this is kilonewton per meter square. Okay, kilonewton per meter square. Density of concrete is in kilonewton, or unit weight of concrete is in kilonewton per meter square. So you need to multiply these two dimensions in meters, and you need to consider overall depth of beam. Why? Because weight of beam is to be calculated for overall dimensions, not for effective. Okay, that part which is beyond the tension reinforcement is also part of beam. So breadth multiplied by depth multiplied by density of concrete. Tell me how much is this? 1.72 kilonewton per meter. This is kilonewton per meter square, multiplying with 2 meters here. This will be kilonewton per meter. Now next is live load. Live load directly given to you 3 kilonewton per meter. Okay, 3 kilonewton per meter. Remember, you need not consider floor finishes when you are designing beams. Floor finishes is the load which is to be considered when you are designing slabs, because the load of flooring will be actually acting on slab, not on beams. From slab, the load will be transferred to beams. Okay. So what is the total load now? Total load is equal to 4.72 kilonewton per meter. Okay, 4.72 kilonewton per meter is the total load acting on the beam now. Now factored load. Factored load is equal to 1.5 into 4.72. 1.5 into 4.72. 2.35. 7.08 kilonewton per meter. Simply multiply with 1.5. Factored load means multiply the total load acting on the beam by 1.5. Okay, so now this is the factored load you got. Now what is the next step? Factored moment based on end conditions. So what are the end conditions you have? Simply supported beam subjected to UDL. Now what is the formula? M is equal to WL square by 8. So this formula is to be changed like this. It will be WU means factored load multiplied by L effective square divided by 8. Okay, so now this will be 7.08 multiplied by 5.23 square divided by 8. Twenty-four, 25, 20, 24.20 kilonewton meter. Units are kilonewton meter. Why? Because we have substituted load in kilonewton per meter and span in meters. Okay, so this will be kilonewton meter. Of course, moment will have units of kilonewton meter. It is force into distance. Okay, now next step is you need to calculate limiting moment. Limiting moment, which is denoted by mu lim. Okay, mu lim. What is the formula for mu lim? .36 FCK B XU max D minus 0.42 XU max. Now, for given grade of reinforcement for FE 415, XU max is equal to 0.48 times of D. Okay, 0.48 times of D. So substitute in this formula. Mu lim is equal to 46.96 10 power 6 Newton millimeter, which is equal to 46.96 kilonewton meter. Now what is this mu lim? Mu lim we have discussed. What it is called? It is called as capacity of section. Okay. So he is not talking. For given dimensions and grade of concrete, this is the moment it can carry. How much moment it can carry? 46.96 is the moment which it can carry. Now how much moment is actually applied here? 24. So this is less. What does this mean? Singly reinforced beam. Moment applied is lesser than capacity of section. So the beams are termed as singly reinforced beam. So this is mu ultimate moment, which is 24.2, and mu lim is 46.96 kilonewton meter. So what does this mean? Mu is less than mu lim. I told you this will be a type of singly reinforced beam. Singly reinforced beam means what? You require reinforcement only in the tension zone. No need to provide any reinforcement in the compression zone. Okay. Now what is the next step? Mu lim is compared. Next is you need to calculate AST. Okay. Find AST by using the formula mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST D into 1 minus Fy by Fck AST by BD. Okay, you know mu, substitute 24.2 10 power 6. Okay, why? Because that is kilonewton meter. Here all the values you will be substituting in Newton millimeter. So this will be 24.20 10 power 6 is equal to 0.87 Fy as 415 multiplied by AST unknown reinforcement D 272 mm into 1 minus Fy by Fck 415 by 20 into AST by B. B is 230, D is 272. Substitute in the formula, you will get a quadratic equation in terms of AST. Okay, quadratic equation in terms of AST. Simplify the equation, or directly you can substitute this complete equation in the calculators, which will give you the value of AST there. 27.72 millimeter square. 270.7 millimeter square. In some textbooks, this formula is not used. Instead of this formula, they have derived one more formula to avoid quadratic equation. That formula is like this. See here, AST is equal to 0.5 Fck by Fy into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 mu by Fck BD square into BD. See, what is this? This is the root of this formula. You have AST and AST square here. Listen here. AST will give you AST square. Okay, this will be a quadratic equation. To avoid this quadratic equation calculations, some textbooks have given this formula. This is actually the root of this formula. Okay, 0.5 FCK by Fy into 1 minus root of 1 minus 4.6 mu by FCK BD square into BD. This will also give you same answer. Okay. So 270.7 millimeter square is the reinforcement required. Now next is one step we have missed there. You need to calculate AST minimum. How much minimum reinforcement is required? Okay. Minimum reinforcement is given on page number 47. 47 or 46. It is given on page number. I have given you this page number. It is given on page number 47. Okay. Page number 47. AST minimum is equal to 0.85 BD by Fy. 0.85 BD by Fy. Substitute the values here. 0.85 into 230 into 272 divided by 415. How much reinforcement you are getting? AST minimum is equal to 1.13 mm square. 128.13 mm square. Now you have 2, which should be provided. Always remember, the one which should be provided is always higher value. Bigger value should be provided. Which is to be provided? This is the reinforcement you are getting because of moment. For applied moment you require this much reinforcement. Okay, but code says this is the formula to calculate minimum reinforcement. At least this much should be provided. This formula says that. Okay, now this is less, this is more. Provide this value. If sometimes this happens, is moment is very less, such that you get this reinforcement as 100 millimeter square and this is 128 millimeter square. That case you need to provide AST minimum. Why? Because this is at least to be provided reinforcement. Okay, at least this much should be provided. Okay, now if this is more, you provide directly this reinforcement here. Now number of bars. Number of bars required, N is equal to AST by A5. So assume 16 mm diameter bars. Okay, assume 16 mm diameter bars. So N will be equal to 270.7 divided by pi by 4 into 16 square. This is equal to hmm? 270 divided by pi by 4 into 16 square. This will be equal to 270.2 divided by 202. It is 1.34. You cannot provide 1.34 bars. So you need to provide 2 bars. You need to provide 2 bars. So next step is sketch the reinforcement. Okay, so I'll erase this part. This is the B given to you, which is 230 mm. This is 300 mm overall depth of the beam. You are providing 2 bars of 16 mm diameter in the tension zone of the beam. Did not mention 272. Why? Because these are the drawings which you will be giving on the side. 272 is no way concerned to the person there. Why? Because 272 is your calculation. What should be provided is overall dimension, that is 300. So provide 2 bars of 16 mm diameter in the tension zone of the concrete. Now here you need to write down, provide 2 12 mm diameter bars, 2 12 mm diameter hanger bars. Why these are provided? To hold the perpendicular or transverse reinforcement. Okay, you will be having stirrups like this. To hold these stirrups, you need to provide 2 bars there. So these are called as hanger bars. So this will complete your singly reinforced beam design. Of course, this is very easy. Why? Because only one formula is involved. When you go for doubly reinforced beam, we have 3 formulas there and many more steps are there. And what we are designing is beam in flexure. You are designing beam only for moment. How much moment is applied, you are checking that moment, you are converting into number of reinforcement. And you will also have some shear acting on the beam. Okay, some shear will be there on the beam. So this is your 50% design. 50% design is design for shear. This is there in your next unit. Okay, design for shear will be there in your second or third unit. So that will complete the beam design. Beam design involves calculation, design in flexure, design in shear, and check for torsion and check for deflection. These are the 4 steps involved in designing of beam. This is only the first step. Okay.